It seems like the crash out era of Bloodhound Lil Jeff has apparently come to an end in a brazen, broad day shootout that has taken out his life. Bro was legit making waves, going viral in the city from his crazy antics like filming Trillers in the middle of the highway, or doing lines of that Tony Montana in a DJU interview, or even claiming to have 10 bodies, calling himself Lil Jeff Dahmer. Man, Lil Jeff is for sure gonna be missed by the real drill music fans. However, unlike a lot of people going out of the go, bro had some major potential and motion going in his direction, but it seems like the crazy circumstances that took him out might be one of the most insane things that I've ever covered on this channel. Oftentimes, rappers get taken out for having one foot in the streets and one foot out, but it seems like in the case of Bloodhound Lil Jeff, bro had both his feet and hands in the street after reportedly getting taken out while camping out to do a whole drill, man. I swear you cannot make this up. While his death marks the end of an up-and-coming rapper's legacy, it's just the latest victim of a cycle of senseless violence happening within the gang capital of the US, which we will get into right now. But before we do, gang, I'm gonna need you to do something for me, man. Like, comment, subscribe. We finna run up this video, man. Check out the merch link in the description at staysafeworld.com. Hit that notification bell so whenever I post, y'all tune in right away, man. We're on the road to 100K subs. I'm trying to hit that by the end of this year, so tap in with me and let's get into this. Chapter 1, the Bloodhounds, aka Drill City versus Trap City. Bloodhound Lil Jeff was a known shooter from the east side of Chicago, Illinois. Growing up in the east side, he was accustomed to shootouts, arrests, and everything that comes with living in the trenches of Chicago. At the age of 14, he realized the extent of his reality when his house was shot up on some crazy shit with a bullet flying right past his face, just missing him. While growing up in this environment, the Chicago drill scene was at its peak, and it had a profound effect on the youth around his age. Growing up seeing big artists like Chief Keef, Dirk, King Von coming up in areas around him, it gave him inspiration to pursue his own rap career. As he got older, he began to take rapping more seriously, but at the same time, take the streets more seriously as well. In a now viral interview, he states that he feels like he jumped off the porch at age 18 when he began being associated with the notorious gang now known as Drill City. You see, Drill City is a hybrid gang based in the east side from 79th Street to Maryland Ave that has beef with a large number of gangs throughout the area and throughout the city, a lot of them reaching out to the south side. But it seems like the most personal out of these beefs that they have is with Trap City from the south side and another gang called BKN from the west side. You see, apparently Bloodhound Lil Jeff and people around him were once close or a part of Trap City and had a cordial relationship, but all things changed with the Drill City legend by the name of Z Money getting gunned down in an apparent backdoor situation that put a green light to an all-out back and forth war between both sides, which we're going to get into now in chapter 2. Trap City is an infamous set of mainly gangster disciples based out of the Woodlawn neighborhood. This is actually the same neighborhood where Lil Jeff would be gunned down later, which we will get into. But in order to understand how it got to this point, you gotta follow the deteriorated relationship between both Trap City and Drill City. You see, like I said before, Trap City and Drill City had once had a close relationship. Lil Jeff apparently being part of Trap City or just closely associated with Trap City, but then flipped when everything changed one afternoon in March 2023 when 22-year-old Zaire Nelson was gunned down. See, Zaire Nelson was a close friend of Lil Jeff and members of his group, with both Lil Jeff and Bloodhound Q50 having their face tatted with Zaire's name, so he was really close with them. But it all came crashing down on March 16th, 2023. At around 2 p.m., Zaire, or as he was known as Z Money, was posted in his truck at a parking lot in the 1300 block of East 79th Street. That's when another vehicle pulled up alongside his, opened fire on him. He was shot over 30 times. In fact, the hospital reportedly told his family that he was shot so many times that they stopped counting after 29. The killers that were responsible were never found, which is a crazy thing to even grasp. Apparently only 20% of murders in Chicago ever get solved, so you can best believe that this is a major reason why people tend to take matters into their own hands. While no one has officially found out who the shooter is, many felt that Trap City was to blame for this, which spawned a new era where Lil Jeff would leave this association and flip to Drill City. Unfortunately for Trap City, like many other Chicago shootings, it seemed like karma would come soon in a huge wave of retaliatory shootings, apparently with Bloodhound Lil Jeff behind the gun, which we will get into in the next chapter, the Get Back, chapter 3. While Trap City allegedly made the first move in taking out Z Money from Drill City, allegedly, what would come next would be an all-out war full of broad daylight shootings and an even infamous Uber shooting that would draw first blood in this conflict. The first get back victim would be none other than Bloodhound member Q50, who was apparently shot by Trap City allegedly. He would obviously survive, but as things go in this never-ending cycle of violence, it just keeps getting worse, which led to the next victim, which ended up being fatal. Jaleel Goings, or Lil, as he's known within the Trap City area.
Well, as you know, these are very busy sidewalks. Here in Little Italy, you often have people walking to restaurants, bars, and stores, and last night was no different. Unfortunately, a young man lost his life, and a young man who is very well connected to an organization that many people in Chicago and across the country are familiar with, Project Hood. This evening, a statement from the founder about condolences and their recommitment to the work they do. Chicago police investigating a fatal shooting yesterday evening. 19-year-old Jaleel Goins was pronounced dead at Rush University Medical Center, but police and nearby residents tell us the incident began in the 1300 block of West Taylor Street, where Goins was a passenger in a rideshare and was shot. Then the rideshare driver drove Goins to the hospital.
On Monday, June 26, 2023, Lil was posted in the Little Italy neighborhood of the city. He called an Uber to get back to his area, but unfortunately, tragedy struck when a hail of gunfire sprayed up the back portion of the Uber vehicle, killing him. Police responded to the shooting at about 8:55 p.m. in the 1300 block of West Taylor Street. Police said the man was inside of the rideshare car when someone walked up, opened fire, and killed him before running off. The rideshare driver drove the victim to Rush University Medical Center, where he was pronounced dead. This would go on to be another unsolved murder as well. I'm guessing once police figure out that these are possibly gang-related shootings in some way, they no longer even bother to investigate it. But while the police weren't doing their job, it seemed like Lil Jeff was helping them out by seemingly taunting the ops in songs and in IG Lives. And one IG Live rapping lyrics saying, "Go ask my ops that Michael Drake will leave his ass parked. Go ask my ops that Michael Drake, he won't make it far."
Go ask my ops that Michael Drake, his ass ain't make it far. Go ask my ops that Michael Drake, his ass ain't get out that car. You know that? I was right there, you know that?
On top of that, members of Bloodhounds like Q50 would troll with this Disney Pixar Uber edit. Bruh, this shit crazy. Whoever made this is going to hell, no cap. I'm not saying that he did it. I'm just saying bro is posting it. So following this shooting though, Lil Jeff would go on a complete rampage, but this time directed at a different gang, not associated with Trap City, but with a gang called BKN. While this doesn't really relate to the beef with Trap City, it directly ties with the life of Lil Jeff, because apparently he took part in a crazy double murder that took place outside of an alternative school downtown that was pretty much nationwide news.
The search is on for the gunman who shot and killed two teenagers right in the middle of the loop during the busy lunch hour yesterday. The victims were leaving their high school. CBS 2's Noel Brennan has more on the investigation.
Teens made it only steps away from the front door of their school, and the shooting happened here, right next to the elevator that leads up to the L tracks.
Chicago police say two teens are shot. 17-year-old Monterio Williams and 16-year-old Robert Boston did not survive. Surveillance video captures the teens leaving Innovations High School as a dark sedan pulls up. At least one person gets out, runs up to the teen.
Stopped really knowing what the connection was that made Jeff snap and allegedly take these dudes out, but people have hinted it that it could have been because these two stole his jewelry or finessed him. It obviously had to be something serious though, because the way in which both these teens were murked is insane. On January 27, 2024, two teens were leaving Innovation High School during the busy lunchtime rush. Unfortunately for them, it would be their last time leaving the school. At 12:26, it was business as usual on Jewelers Row until a burst of gunfire. Bullets shattered the glass and sent people inside nearby businesses ducking for cover. Outside near Wabash in Washington, two teens were shot, police say. Monterio Williams, 17, and Robert Boston, 16. Both did not survive. Yes, needless to say, Lil Jeff went and trolled them profusely, put a story up flexing his two watches, which basically added to the rumors that they allegedly stole something, or in this double shooting, this added to his Chirac shooting reputation. However, in this world you live by the gun and die by the gun. And unfortunately for Lil Jeff, it would be this same year that he would become the victim of a broad daylight shooting himself in a drill gone wrong, which we'll get into the next chapter. In many ways that a drill artist could die, I would have never suspected someone dying from attempting to spit on their ops. I mean, it happens all the time, but something about being the aggressor has people thinking that it's not likely that you're gonna be the one ending up getting killed by someone shooting in self-defense. Unfortunately for Lil Jeff, he ended up dying in broad daylight in a shooting that was caught completely in 4K, bro. You could literally look that up. They got the Ring footage or whatever camera they got attached to their house that posted this, next door neighbors. It's insane, man. If you want to go watch it, I'm gonna drop a Patreon link below to just check it out, but I'm gonna tap in with what happened. So police responded to the 6600 block of South Rhodes Ave in the Woodlawn neighborhood at around 5:15 on Saturday evening, and they discovered a young man dead on the sidewalk. They took him in an ambulance to University of Chicago Hospital, but unfortunately he died from his injuries with multiple shots to his chest. At first he was just reported as a John Doe, but then it later came out this was none other than Bloodhound Lil Jeff. Since the whole shooting went down and a full 4K breakdown of what happened came out, I guess the Ring camera footage was made available and it shed light on the whole incident and what went down. This area was very known as Trap City, and apparently Lil Jeff was seen on the video camping out with unidentified individuals in a car just lurking. It seems that a Trap City member came out to talk to another car when Jeff and others ran out spraying. The other car leaves. The man who is Jeff is trying to shoot, basically runs for his life after getting hit multiple times. But this is where things go sideways for Jeff. It seems that one of his members from Drill City gets hit and stays back, and pretty much everyone else that slid with him are back in the background across the street. Jeff, in full shooter mode, thinks he's John Wick, straight springs and tries to rush the dude who was running for his life in the green shorts. It seems like there was someone behind the corner that the dude ran through, and that knocked Jeff down immediately. He got hit up multiple times. The rest of the footage basically shows the sounds of the person then emptying the clip, standing over him, basically spraying him up and then ending him right there on the spot. Honestly, it's crazy because Bloodhound Lil Jeff basically said that he didn't believe in karma. See, just the way that he was acting, I feel like he didn't. But to say this is karma, just not really sitting right with me, because at the end of the day, all these people involved knew what they were getting into. You know, none of these people were necessarily innocent in any type of way. But it's just kind of crazy to me that someone who actually had potential, even though he only had like 7,000 monthly listeners, bro was definitely going viral in the last weeks. Like, I was definitely checking out his music. I had seen his interview where he was doing the lines and stuff in the interview, like mid-interview and stuff like that, and I would have never really suspected that his end would happen this quickly. You know, obviously it happened, and I'm not really surprised that it happened because of the way that dude was moving and what dude was doing, and bro was just basically dissing 24/7, 365. But the way in which it happened is insane, bro. Like, pulling up on a drill and trying to end people right then and there, and then getting ended yourself, and you're the only victim in this situation, is crazy. But it's just another story of Chicago, man. There's like 4,000 people who have died from shootings in total. Like, you go on the news on Chicago, there's so many people that are shot. If you try to look up this incident with Bloodhound Lil Jeff, you're not even going to see it, because in that same weekend there was only 30 people shot also throughout Chicago in general. So it's just an ongoing situation that is just a combination of inner cities, segregation, gangs, everything all together that has a whole war zone going on in a US city. That's part of the reason why I even made this channel, because I feel like a lot of the stuff that goes on shouldn't just be summed up in a single line on like a news clip. It shouldn't just be summed up as just, oh, this is just another casualty or something like that. A lot of the people that went down and got taken out had real stories. Whether they're good or bad, I feel like they deserve to be told. And at the end of the day, Bloodhound Lil Jeff, he definitely had a story. Whether it was good, whether it was bad, he'll go down as having some type of monumental effect on the city. That's all I gotta say to this, man. Let me know in the comments what y'all think about this whole situation and what y'all think about Bloodhound Lil Jeff. Did you think he had it coming? Did you think he deserved this? Did you think that this is the way that he would get taken out? I mean, I guess he got taken out doing what he loved, man. Saying he had 10 bodies and stuff like that, man. Let me know what y'all think, man. Real say shit. You already know what's going on, man. Like, comment, subscribe, man. Peace.